Hello, my name is Brandon Burback, and I'm the principal of North Desoto Upper Elementary. I chose to go into education to help people live their best life, not only their academic life, but the personal aspects of character, and help them develop into people that will not only make a good living, but make a good life. And that was important to me, to be a leader and be a model and join others in that quest, that mission to help other people grow.
Being a principal is such a hard job. You have so many relationships to maintain. There's so many moving parts that I feel it's challenging to maintain those healthy relationships and to kind of make everyone happy and to make sure that we are being productive in what we're doing.
I think a principal has to wear many different hats, and within that, he has to be many things to many different people on campus.
So some days I'm a counselor, some days I'm a dad, every day a leader, some days I'm a manager, but always trying to do what's best for my students and my teachers.
He is the face of the school. He's an advocate for both students and teachers.
He's kind of like the front line. He's the person that the parents see first. He's the person that the kids meet. And so the attitude that he presents and the tone that he sets for the day is the tone that kind of carries through the whole school. So everyone that walks into this building is directly impacted by Mr. Burback.
You know, that's one thing about this job. I don't know that there's a script for it every day. Every day is different, but it starts with a plan. So I meet with my assistants beginning first thing of every day. And we define what our big rocks are, what we need to accomplish every day. That meeting then follows the intake of bus riders, car riders, who we meet and greet, just be part of our culture, and just enjoy the students. And then we begin our day with our morning meeting, which is our virtual morning assembly. And on some days it's live.
In morning assembly, he's always the one to have fun with the kids, so I'll never forget the first time that he came rolling into morning assembly on a little pink moped, and the kids just lost their minds. It was so fun for them to see.
And then beyond that, we keep the main thing. We focus on academics, ensuring that we have an environment that's conducive to learning. We're very strategic, very intentional. We inspect what we expect. So we have high expectations. So we move from class to class, but the whole school is part of one mission, one goal. We work together to accomplish that. The tougher days, sometimes it may be that you didn't get accomplished what it was that you wanted to accomplish that day, but it may be an opportunity to look at things differently. Good days, anytime that we can get in front of a student and influence who they are, who they're gonna be, it's a great day. It's always a great day to be a Griffin. Oh yeah, so what's a Griffin? A Griffin, they respond, I'm a Griffin. And what does it mean to be a Griffin? We roar, we soar, we run, we read, and we lead, which is most important. That's a Griffin. So that's about as deep as we go at the elementary level, and they love it, they get it. It goes along with what we tell them about fly like an eagle with arms out wide and walk like lions with heads held high.
So what makes our school part of the Desoto Difference, and Mr. Burback part of that, is that we are constantly looking at data and looking at student growth, trying to find ways to push them so that they're ready for the next grade level or ready just to become productive members of society, you know, like our mission statement says. And I feel that the leader in me part that we incorporate here really develops the whole child. You know, I'm not just gonna get you ready for 4th grade by you knowing your math facts or knowing how to read, but I'm gonna get you ready on how to be a leader. How can I push you to be the best that you can be in all aspects of your life, not just academically?
Everything that we do in this school aligns to our district mission statement. And I think just the first part of that, DeSoto serves, I think that's a mindset, and I think it comes with action. And I think North Desoto Upper Elementary, North Desoto schools, we're dialed in on that because we're about action, we're about serving. And that's where the real value is found in any work that you do. I always enjoyed learning. I've always been a critical thinker, one with strategic intent to make things better. I enjoy challenging people in a good way to keep them growing and keep them learning. My teachers inspire me to be a better principal because I see all the good things going on around them. And just to be a part of influencing that inspires me to be better every day.
I would say he has definitely impacted my life. Most certainly with goal setting. He is always striving for something. It just reminds me of recently we've implemented these wildly important goals at our school. It's called a wig. And so he put on a wig and he told the school what his goals were. But it also makes me think about what are my goals within my own life and how I can strive to meet those goals daily.
Mr. Burback has definitely left a lasting impact on my career. When I first came to North DeSoto, I was a first-year teacher, fresh out of college, so I had a lot to learn. You know, he's understanding, he offers that encouragement and that motivation when needed, and I feel that Mr. Burback has saw potential in me that I didn't necessarily see in myself.
And I also admire that he isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. One time we were at concessions and the line was getting really long, and without anyone asking, he just went behind the concession stand and started serving these kids. It was really nice to see him kind of humble himself to what you would think would be below a principal's job, but he's not afraid to go to any status and to do whatever is needed. He's willing to supply that support.
What I admire most about Mr. Burback is his relationship with the students. So he's very hands-on with the students and makes sure that he knows every child on a personal level.
I've had many mentors in the past. I had a principal one time I highly respected, Mr. Albert Hardison, and he used to tell me to surround myself with people that are smarter than me. And jokingly I said, that's not going to be a problem. But I've been able to do that because I'm only as good as the people that surround me. And I'm surrounded with some phenomenal, caring, loving people that know their craft, but they know how to care for kids, and that's what I appreciate most.
One of my favorite memories of Mr. Burback is probably the first time I met him because he made me feel very welcome to the school. I remember when Mr. Burback had a wig on, and it was so funny. And it made me laugh. I remember a time when he was at a football game and there was this dunk tape and he got in there and I hit the thing.
One of my favorite memories is whenever he rides the scooter around the gym.
My favorite memory about Mr. Burback is when he would ride the scooters in the morning meetings and when he would get dunked after field day and at the football games. I think we won an AR and he had to kiss a pig.
My favorite memory of Mr. Burback is whenever I was teaching a small group and some of my kids were on their stomachs on the floor reading, and I had one little boy and he was by the door and he was reading a book about cars, and I'm steadily teaching, and then I look up and all of a sudden I see Mr. Burback and he is on his stomach laying straight down and reading that book with that kid, and it just warmed my heart just to see that happen, and it just made me so thankful that he loved those kiddos as much as I did.
Mr. Burback is quite a practical joker. Playing pranks on him and joking with him has been some of the most fun we've had at work. Aside from the jokes, one of my favorite memories of Mr. Burback is that he came to me one morning and he said, hey, I'm gonna come back this afternoon and I'm gonna teach a small group lesson. He's like, pull a group for me and tell me what you want me to teach. So later that day, he came up and he pulled that small group and started teaching. Typically when your principal comes in, he's observing the learning or observing happenings in the classroom. So to have him teaching alongside me was really cool.
My favorite memory of Mr. Burback, the first week of school, I was very nervous, being a new teacher in this district. So I noticed that he was coming inside the cafeteria and I kind of froze up. I was like, oh God, please don't come sit with the teachers. But he's so engaged with the kids that he saw a kid sitting by themselves and he went and had lunch the entire time with that kid. And that meant a lot to me to see that he was making that personal connection with that kid already on the first day of school.
Favorite memory? again, I don't think it's one. I think the fact that I meet so many of my former students, being in this field for so long, I see my former students, the ones that I've coached. I see them that I worked alongside, maybe in a community capacity. I see their children coming through the school now. I see them in my neighborhood. And when you hear them tell you that you were, when they were young, one of the most influential people in their lives, it really makes me feel like I've accomplished something worthy of that respect that they've shown me, and I can appreciate others who do that as well.
Mr. Burback, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for believing in me and taking a chance on this first-year teacher. Also, thank you for any future Gene Days that are going to come after this, interview. So thank you for those Gene Days.
Thank you for believing in me and always pushing me to be the best that I can be. It's really made a difference in my life.
I would like to thank you so much for trusting me, giving me that chance to self-reflect as a professional, as well as providing that sense of community where I'm happy to get up every morning and come to work.
Mr. Burback, thank you for giving us the opportunity to show our personalities as we teach and for trusting us with these children. And I appreciate that you're always willing to listen and that we can approach you whenever there's a problem. And thank you for being willing to serve whenever it's needed.
Thank you, Mr. Burback, for being a great principal, and keep up the good work.
I appreciate Mr. Burback because he lets us have fun, and he lets us have extra recess sometimes.
Oh, you're a good person for doing all that you've done.
Mr. Burback, thank you for everything you did to our school. You're a great person, and you're a gentleman, and you show me how to be a leader at my school.
Thank you for being an awesome principal and just being kind. Thanks for always showing us how to be a leader and always being that leader that we need.